Well, I said this book is a slave because there's voluntary slaves and there's capture slave. I went Vanity Press, so that's a voluntary slave. But the slavery, anyhow you take it, anyhow you look at it, because it's working, they're working the book and they're not making any returns to me. All I got is 60 cents. His call came in the Wednesday before Thanksgiving of 2017, and he is calling like an agent. So he left me a message, and he said, "Well, I have a good offer for you. Your book is the book that I want to. It was recommended to us. It was recommended, highly recommended, and blah blah blah." And he would like to talk to me. So I went on with my Thanksgiving preparation with my family coming in from Manhattan. And the next thing you know, a few days after after they left, I called the number, and he's now giving me a response that my book is on Yahoo and Amazon for too much money. He can make me a better offer, but I have to come up with a new ISBN number, and I also have to do over my copyright. What madness! I said, man, I'm already in the pot. Why should I jump in the fire? This is madness. I have no doubt in my mind that was a right-hander from Author House Self, because remember now, they have 25,000 distributors. You don't know who is who, and with these people, you don't know how you're getting your money back. I learned a few things living under special interest scrutiny in America. If they can't get you to do what they want, they redirect your lifestyle. So I thank God that I was not a greedy person, and I did not take up the offer to move my book. Because had I jumped out of the pot and into the fire, I would have been in more difficulties now trying to make this video. I also thank God that I was not dreaming, and I was able to handle that bastard, that global nut Eugene Hopkins, who think he's superior. So when he got on the phone and called me and shut off the call that I was in, he's so obnoxious. He has so much technology, he could have shut down my call. I don't understand that up to now. But he cannot keep good books. He don't know it's a digital age to have a good accountant, but he could shut off your call and drop in on your call automatically. This is this company. This is this technical company who is so keen and so wise. So I thank God. Yes, it's not a bad dream, and I show him. Wait a minute. I jump back because it startled me, his attitude, his mentality. Because they think you come from Trinidad, a little tiny island, or any island, that you don't know nothing. And it's a sad case when you have bullies on your back and belittling you and thinking they could ride you all the way home. Well, I so happen, I'm jack of all trades. I happen to have taken a telephone course in the old petroleum and mines at the corner of Frederick and Park Street by Miss Taylor, who taught me how to talk on the telephone. So when he got on the phone with me, I got the chills came up on me. He's an evil man, and that company, Author House, is very evil. Yes, Miss Taylor, who worked at the old petroleum and mines in Trinidad, taught me good telephone habits. As I said before, Author House never told me that they were going to get the ISBN number. Author House never did. I paid them on February 27, 2002. The ISBN number came in the mail to me in Massachusetts on the 6th of 2002. They never, I was like surprised in the mail also, because I didn't go through that ISBN number process with the ebook. No, Author House never. Author House name is on the ISBN number. I would not go and get the ISBN number and put my book for ISBN number as a fiction. No, I would not. No. All of those sorts of stuff is a razzle dazzle. You know what I mean? They have meaning. I don't know by they collecting it if they was authorized to get it or not as a biography. I don't know the fine points of ISBN. I know about copyrighted. I don't know how to get the ISBN number. I was made to understand that with the ISBN number, a publisher who have you are currently with, if you change with him and you're not careful what you're doing, he could use this against you. Say if you had a hot seller, he could continue selling while you think you just did something new, something with somebody else, another company. He could still process depending on how you go about your business. So you have to be careful with that also, especially in today with fast on machinery and publishing. But an order house never told me or asked for my request to go ahead. I didn't even know they was getting the ISBN number. And understand please that at the time that all this was happening, I was working full-time job with overtime and plus part-time jobs in between. And I am maintaining or the house request whatever they want. But I have time. I will know what they're doing. Anyway, other house have to understand, regardless of what any publisher says, my copyright is mine from 1998. I don't care what anybody says. This, I'm the sole owner. I could fight any battle for that because I copyright that. That's the law about copywriting. But at the same time, the shift that other house tried to make me jump ship from Other House Self, I believe, came through this man who called me in 2017 around Thanksgiving, asking me to come in, get a new copyright and all of that. All of this and new ISBN and get this and a new cover. No, if I have done that, as I said, I would have been in deep shit. I would not be able to put forth what Author House is doing, and God knows what else they would be coming up for taxation for 60 cents. And to tell you briefly here, I was a ship worker. I used to work on ship and oil tanker. Yes, I'm a qualified beautician with 5 certificates from Ja Anthony. But I also was a shipfarer and I also was hustling clothes and I had a boutique and I had was to be traveling 3 and 4 times a month, running to Puerto Rico, Miami, and New York, and in Trinidad and Tobago at that time, you cannot leave the airport without a tax clearance. So I don't see where the 60 cents of these people with their madness who is trying to make me a criminal in my old days for tax dodges. And I'm strongly about it and I'm going to stand up on it because this government have a way of turning the screws in your butt and turning it over into something that it ain't. Okay, this is just to show the two different copyrights of my work. This one here is Squatter. This was done November 1798. You see the signature of the person. That's the red is the original pen. It is saying it's an autobiography. It is saying that I'm Trinidadian. It is saying I was born in 1945. And it is saying here that in Lexington Avenue. I was born in 1945 BW, British West Indies. This is an original copy of my screenplay, Walking. It was a story about dogs and a love affair. A little bit of drama in it. You can see this was a screenplay. Yes, I'm a Trinidadian. Yes, it's fiction. So, and it was there in 96. It was by the same lady who did Squatter, who signed it, and I was at 15 Lexington. This was just 120 pages, the typical screenplay that I wanted to try my hands at and get off from Squatter a little bit. Copywriting, you should copyright it anywhere you live. In any country you could copyright. If you can't or you cannot get a copyright office, you can, this is what I know in the old days, how you do the copyright in the old fashioned way. you could get to a post office, you could register letters set with a self address envelope. That means to say it's coming back to you. You put so much and so much stamps. It's better put at least $6 stamp on it. Go above the average. And it used to be like that those days. Now you could register the letter, and also have it sent back to you. But the trick of it is not just a self-addressed envelope. What you should have it an affidavit, a notary signed inside for you first. Then put it in a self-addressed envelope, and if you get a post office or you're in a country that you cannot get copyright, this is what you do. You have it notarized, or you have some witnesses sign it. If it's a priest, a minister, somebody for the signature there, you put it in a self-addressed envelope. You put so much and so much amount to stamp. You make it a very important letter, and then you turn that to you. That is also copywriting. So this is what I learned in the old days. So please copyright before you put your work into any publisher thing, because you might have the smallest. It's like fashion. In fashion, sometimes it's not the whole dress. It might just be a collar. It might be a sleeve. It might be a buckle that it come off and spin the whole thing different. It's the same thing in writing. There might be one portion, one paragraph that is very, very important. Do not screw up with that. Get copyright. It is more important than ISBN number. Don't let anybody turn you upside down with that. ISBN number is just for tax purposes and to count sales, which these people at Auto House do not acknowledge. Part of what I cannot believe is that Auto House, this global company, do not have a better accountant administration, because you cannot be that global as you're saying you're global and cannot show people what they're doing with our money, because you're global. You're supposed to have better accountanship than that. If you can't do it yourself, you could pay for it. It's what's being done today. People, big companies usually hire accountants, or they have great accountant software. Either way, you must have the software today, and everything pops up. But what Auto House sent me is worse than a jigsaw puzzle. And that, baby, I've been working on since I was creeping, was puzzles. Yes, any deal I find out, if there's any deal was ever made with my book behind my back, besides myself and Auto House, yes, I will sue them. I will sue them, because I did not give them the rights to do any deal with my book ever. I did not give them that right. I didn't even tell them to put it on Amazon and Yahoo. But I left that stand because they honestly called me and tell me I could find my book there. From that point of view. But if I ever find out, anybody approach me and say, yes, or the house this or so, or it can even come through Yahoo or Amazon, yes, I have to say yes. I'll come in after you for my money, because I did not give that consent. Yes, I mean I did not give them that consent. Massachusetts P.O. Box. This is the fourth quarter of 2002. This is saying July 2005, as I told you it would. Now this is the fourth, number 4 out of the counting. And this is my handwriting as I checked them when they came in 2005 in the basement. We're going to make sure, I'm making sure as I read it to you through the phone. The fourth quarter of 2002. Now turn over here. The fourth quarter of 2002. You see the difference in the writing? This is going to be the one I sent to them in 2005. You see my signature is going over here. My ID number is going on. You notice the change of it here. You notice that the date is changed there. Now notice also 2002, fourth quarter. The price on this very bill, $27, $8 due to me. You know, we're not going through the different particulars and the faults of the bill itself. Just the bottom line. 8. This one, move it over. 8 is it? You have this one here that I just showed you. The $8 due is the same bill. I just want to show you the same bill. Come across. This is it. Okay? You go up there. It's the same bill. Now, what makes the difference on this bill is 2 things make the difference on this bill. Actually, 3 things. I wrote across here. Same bill. Same bill. They're duplicate. They tried to forge me here. I know it's a forgery because this one, it is marked July 12th. That's how I know it's a forgery. And it have the 4th bill here. Okay? If I'm to bring this sack over here, the sack that have all the IDs for you over here, all the number line, I'm sure I'm going to find it. Okay? With the 4. All the number lines with the 4. Okay, you're going to see July 12th, and you're going to see the 4th quarter. Reading it there, 4th quarter 2002. So I don't want a job in the Attorney General office. They could go, you know, do what to themselves, because it sucks. I mean, this is my money. This is my life earned. So I have to look into it. It's not theirs. It's mine. So I have to look into these things. It is what it is. It's forgery. Plain forgery. It is shotgun. I'm showing this, these 3 copies which was inserted at the Attorney General office. I know that because of all the insignias of them is red. That's how I know that. Everything I sent to them was a copy, and they didn't send it separate. They inserted it. But here you go. You have here the 27th of October 2004. This is the 1st quarter. You have here the 27th of October, 2nd quarter. Okay, I don't understand that, but I'm going along with it. Then you have here at the same time, same insignia, at the same time, the 19th of July 2004, 1st quarter. So you have a 1st quarter in October and you have a 1st quarter in July. Or you could say you have a 1st quarter in July and a 1st quarter in October. That would be the right way to say that. But I don't understand the 2nd quarter in October 27 also. No wonder I'm only getting 60 cents. Up to now, today's the what? The 28th of September or something like that? Or the 25th of September 2018? I have not received anything but 60 cents from Author House. I would like to tell the people of the world that Author House, to me, is high educated lawyers. They're not just scam artists. They're sophisticated criminals. In short, why I'm saying this, I want to explain this. There are a few quarterly reports that say this is due to the author, that is due to the author. I do not have an attorney. I do not know the law. I do not know how to explain myself too well, so I'm trying this. So if you hear me say that the author gets $38 or $4, I didn't get it. They're just stating due to the author. But I never received anything from 1998 to 2018 of this September month from Author House, but 60 cents. So please don't misinterpret this. This is how it goes. They're saying due to the author gets this, due to the author, but the author never got it. Please. The rebuttal and the ending, the rebuttal and the closing of my case came as a surprise and a shock because I had just hustled out some papers, special delivery. And to make it short, Miss Fran is saying that because she had a rebuttal and I don't want to talk to Author House. So she have no other option. She can't make them do anything. But remember, I was asked initially from the first set of papers, I had to sign up. I had to sign the paper, as I showed that before. What do I want to do in case of a litigation? And I said, sue them. Of course, anybody with a normal mind would say, sue them. You sending me taxes at an address, but yet you're saying there's no contract. And at the same time, you're saying forward tax numbers. Now, what is that? You want me, the ordinary mind, the little mind, to deal with that? That is a lawyer thing. The Attorney General office is the law. I turn it over to them. I do not have to talk to this man. So she break it down. The breakdown is that because I wouldn't talk to them, she can't make them, which is true. But you could look at it. You could see the falls as I could show on this camera the falls. They could find it, but they didn't do that. All they did was ask for papers. That's all she asked for. Papers, papers, papers. She did not answer email. She did not answer phone call. Her emails was always about papers, papers, send, 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 which I did all the time. So I felt like I'm stranded out there because she's not contacting me on the phone at all. And there's no more I can send because I sent everything. So at the end, and before she even get the last one, I paid $20-something to post to Indiana. Bam! Within days, this letter was pushed under my door. Imagine I have a mailbox, but it was pushed under my door, like special delivery, like the promptness of this. It was all weird and strange. So I say it's corruption. It's all kind of left wing, right wing. Special interest, government input. Something is going on. It stink, it's dirty, and something in ought house. Okay, today is the 30th of September. I showed this Library of Congress envelope that is sent back to me a few days ago. But now that I'm ready to edit this video I'm making, I noticed something as I'm putting these papers away. And it arrived to the same thing I was talking about just a little bit about copywriting and the technique of it. And apparently, I feel good about it, to knowing that yes, the Library of Congress in America also has some good old-fashioned ways, because when I turn this over as it is, and this is it in here, I notice that the Library of Congress also used the old-fashioned way. See, they put a sticker inside as the proofread, and it went from one employee to the next. So to send it back to Leonardson, and it came from New York, New York. This was the zip code back then. So I feel good and forward, and it went on because it have to pass through probably different people at the Library of Congress who proofread and finally send it off. And then they put the new Massachusetts zip code on it. So I felt good about that. At least I know something about the old-fashioned way of copywriting.